Hello, ChatGPT.
Of course, I'm ready whenever you are. What would you like to discuss or work on today?
Okay, so ChatGPT. Now I
हाँ,
have.
बिल्कुल। मैं ध्यान से सुन रही हूँ। आप जो भी कहना चाहें, मैं उसी हिसाब से जवाब दूँगी और पूरी तरह सपोर्ट करूँगी। आपको किस बारे में बात करनी है?
ChatGPT. I want to discuss this topic: the future of leadership, leading with empathy and innovation. So please talk with me in English.
Absolutely. I'd love to help with that. So we can think of a strong opening that really hooks people on the importance of empathy and innovation in leadership. What kind of tone or vibe are you going for? Like more inspiring, more practical, or a mix of both?
Okay, ChatGPT. As you know, the world is changing faster than ever before. New technologies, artificial intelligence, globalization, and changing workplace expectations are transforming the way organizations operate. So, as a result, leadership is also evolving. In the past, leadership was often expected to focus only on authority, decision making, and achieving results. However, today most successful leaders understand that true leadership is about inspiring people, listening with empathy, encouraging innovation, and creating an environment where everyone can grow and contribute. So, the leaders of the future will need to balance emotional intelligence with technology's advancement. So, combining compassion while create to solve complex challenges. So, in this discussion, I would like to explore how empathy and innovation are shaping the future of leadership and why these qualities will become essential for building successful team, organization, and communities.
That was a really solid opening. I think you've set the stage beautifully. From there, you could dive into specific examples, like how a company uses empathy to drive innovation, or how listening to employees can spark new ideas. What do you think? Would you like
Okay.
to add some examples, or should we build on the themes of balance between tech and human connection?
Okay, so my first question: how has the definition of leadership changed over the past few decades, and what factors have influenced this transformation?
That's a great question. So, over the past few decades, leadership has shifted from a top down command and control style to something more collaborative and adaptive. Factors like globalization, where teams are spread across continents, technology, which enables remote collaboration, and even cultural shifts toward valuing diversity and inclusion have all driven this transformation. So, leaders now have to balance strategic vision with emotional intelligence in a much more dynamic environment.
Okay, so ChatGPT, why do you think empathy has become one of the most important qualities of an effective leader in today's world?
Yeah, that's really key. I think empathy is crucial because it helps leaders truly understand their team's perspectives, which boosts trust and engagement. When people feel heard, they're more likely to share ideas, take risks, and collaborate. And in a fast changing world, that kind of openness and psychological safety is what fuels innovation. So empathy really becomes a catalyst for both creativity and connection.
Okay, so ChatGPT, how can leader balance achieving business goals while genuinely crying about the well-being of employees?
Yeah, that's a really important balance. I think effective leaders do this by setting clear goals, but also checking in regularly on people's stress levels and workloads. They prioritize open communication, provide flexibility when needed, and celebrate progress, not just final outcomes. So when leaders stay tuned into both performance and people, that's when they really thrive.
Okay, ChatGPT. What is the difference between a leader who manages people and a leader who truly inspires them?
That's a really powerful distinction. So a manager typically focuses on tasks, processes, and making sure things get done, often relying on authority or control. But an inspiring leader connects on a deeper level. They share a vision, they build trust, and they motivate people by creating purpose. That inspiration is what drives long term engagement and innovation.
Okay, so how does emotional intelligence help leaders build strong relationship with their teams?
Yeah, emotional intelligence is really the glue in those relationships. When leaders are self aware and they can regulate their own emotions, they set a calm tone. And when they're empathetic, understanding what motivates their team, they build trust and loyalty. So that emotional connection helps people feel valued and understood, which in turn boosts collaboration and overall performance.
Okay, so why is innovation becoming a critical leadership skill in an increasingly competitive and technology-driven world?
Yeah, exactly. Innovation is a critical skill because the pace of change is just so rapid. Markets, customer expectations,
Okay, so ChatGPT, how can leaders? ChatGPT, can you hear me? Hello, ChatGPT, can you hear me?
of course, I'm right here. If you have any more points you want to discuss, or if you need help refining your ideas or adding examples, I'm all set to help. Just let me know.
Yes, ChatGPT, why is innovation becoming a critical leadership skill in an increasingly competitive and technology-driven world?
That's a great follow up. So, innovation is becoming essential because the stakes are higher than ever. Companies need to adapt or risk becoming obsolete. Technology is disrupting industries, customer expectations are evolving, and the organizations that thrive are the ones that constantly experiment, learn, and innovate. So, leaders who champion innovation keep their teams agile and ready for the future.
Okay, ChatGPT, how should leaders respond when an innovative idea fails to produce the expected results?
That's a really crucial point. I think effective leaders respond with a growth mindset. They don't punish failure, but instead treat it as a learning opportunity. They encourage reflection, ask what worked or didn't, and then pivot quickly. By normalizing calculated risk taking, they keep innovation alive, even in the face of setbacks.
Okay, ChatGPT, what challenges do leaders face when introducing new technologies such as artificial intelligence into workplace?
Yeah, that's a big one. Leaders often struggle with things like resistance to change, fear of the unknown, or even a lack of digital literacy in the team. They also have to balance innovation with ethical considerations, ensuring AI is used responsibly. So, successful leaders guide their teams through that transition by providing education, open dialogue, and a clear vision for how tech will support their goals.
Okay, so How can leaders use AI and technology to improve productivity without losing to human connection with their teams?
Yeah, that's a really important balance. Leaders can use AI to automate routine tasks, so that frees up their team for more creative or strategic work. But they also need to use AI as a support tool, not a replacement. By staying involved in meaningful conversations, providing feedback, and showing empathy, leaders ensure that technology amplifies, not diminishes, human connection.
Okay, ChatGPT, what communication skills are most important for leaders who want to inspire and influence others?
Yeah, that's a great point. So I think first, active listening is huge. Leaders need to really hear their team's ideas and concerns. Then clarity and communication is vital, so everyone knows the vision and their role. And storytelling too. When leaders can craft a compelling narrative, it sparks imagination, inspires action, and really drives engagement.
Okay, ChatGPT, what is adaptability considered one of the most valuable leadership qualities in today's unpredictable world?
Yeah, exactly. Adaptability is so valuable because the world is just so unpredictable now. Markets shift, technology disrupts, and new challenges arise all the time. Adaptable leaders stay curious, they're open to feedback, and they pivot quickly. That flexibility helps them guide their teams confidently, even when the future is uncertain.
Okay, ChatGPT, if you are leading a company during a major crisis, how would empathy influence your discussion and communication?
Oh, that's a great question. In a crisis, empathy is absolutely essential because it helps leaders acknowledge their team's stress, be heard. Openness keeps the team aligned, reduces panic, and fosters a sense of purpose, even when things are tough.
Okay, ChatGPT, looking ahead to the next 10 years, what leadership skill do you believe will become even more important than they are today?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say one of the other crucial qualities is self awareness. Leaders who understand their own strengths, biases, emotions are better at managing themselves and relating to others. So, when self aware, they can navigate complex situations with more clarity and confidence.
Okay, in your opinion, what is the single most important quality that every future leader must develop to create lasting success and positive impact on society?
I think above all, it's integrity. When leaders act with honesty, they build trust, and that trust is what sustains a team and an organization over time. It's that integrity that ensures decisions are made for the long term good, creating lasting success and a positive ripple effect on society as a whole.
Okay, ChatGPT, thank you so much for this discussion. In this discussion, I learned that future of leadership is not defined by authority or position, but by the ability to understand people, embrace change, encourage innovation, and lead with confidence during difficult times and build cultures based on trust, collaboration, and continuous learning. So this conversation has encouraged me to become leader who listen, learn, and operate empowers others to reach their full potential. So thank you so much, GPT, for sharing your visible insights. Goodbye.
I'm so glad this was helpful for you. I can tell you're really passionate about growing as a leader, and I have no doubt you'll make a big impact.